Welcome back to Quick Business Tips. I'm Jennifer with Limitless Impact Agency, and today we are going to talk about client acquisition, the journey that they take, and we're really going to focus in on the sales call or the discovery call, or whatever term you are using for this call, the pre-sales call, the qualifying call, whatever term you want to use, that's what we're talking about today. Because for so many service-oriented business owners, especially when you're dealing with high value clients and larger, more complex projects, this call can feel a little like you're on a tightrope walk. You need to be able to effectively and efficiently qualify without feeling like an interrogator. And you also want to showcase your expertise without overwhelming them and also without fixing their immediate problem so that they feel like they don't need your help at all, right? And most importantly, you want to be able to make the sale without feeling salesy. And for some people, sales can feel slimy and icky and pushy. And that's most likely because that's been their experience in the past. But when you authentically connect with someone and build a deep relationship during a very short 20 to 30-minute discovery call, by following a less rigid script and creating more genuine aha moments that truly align with their problems, the sales part of the conversation becomes so easy and so smooth. And in most cases, it doesn't feel like you're selling at all. So let's talk a little bit about who these high value clients are. They typically are growth oriented, they're value driven, they're sophisticated, ambitious, and they're not looking for that canned sales pitch or the generic solution. Most times they're frustrated by the one size fits all advice that's out there. And if you can come in and make your discovery call different than what everybody else is doing, it's going to make a huge impact for these people. Because a standard discovery call that just runs through a checklist of problems and jumps right into the sales pitch with that high pressure, limited time offer kind of pushy, gotta close the deal in 20 minutes doesn't feel good to people. And a lot of times it falls flat. Plus, it's not honoring their vision or their values. And when what they're looking for is a strategic partner, it doesn't give them the feeling that that's what they're going to get out of this. So when you really want to connect with these high value clients and make them not only say yes, but make them say, hell yes, you got to go deeper. You got to get past that surface level problem and tap into a deep feeling that maybe they've been dragging around with them for a long time. But the first thing you have to do is not, doesn't have anything to do with the client. It has to do with you. You have to stop thinking about discovery calls as your chance to qualify them, your chance to show off how great you are and the results that you've gotten for other clients. Instead, look at a discovery call as a way to really understand what problem they're looking to solve past what's on the surface, as a way to understand their deep, oftentimes unspoken dreams that come alongside of trying to solve whatever problem they came with. And look at the discovery calls as creating a path forward for this person that not only resonates with them, but they can get excited about. Because when you focus less on closing the sale, less on, making yourself sound great, and instead focus on providing insight and clarity for them, the selling just becomes that natural extension of the conversation. The selling becomes easy. So there are steps that we can take to ensure that you're going to get closer to easy and farther away from slimy during your discovery call. The first thing that you can do is uncover what is really at the core of what they're trying to fix. So this person might come to you saying, I need help with this problem. So maybe they need help with marketing. They need more leads. They need to streamline their systems. They need to build a better leadership team. They need help hiring people. Whatever the problem that they come with is, I can almost guarantee you that it is just a symptom or it is the biggest, most acute pain right now. But deep down inside, there's they believe that solving this problem will unlock something so much bigger. So maybe they're looking to build $1 million company or $5 million company, not just to check that money off the ladder, move to the next goal, but to create freedom or to create legacy, to pass down to their children, just to make a bigger impact in their community or their industry. Or maybe their deep ambition is that they want to create a business that reflects their values and allows them to live a more relaxed, fulfilling personal life. So maybe it's less about increasing the profits and more about time freedom. But whatever it is, you need to get to that core problem, not only so that you can serve them better, to make sure that whatever program you're offering is going to get them where they want to go, but also because it makes the sale so much easier. And you can start to peel back a lot of these layers to go from surface to core by asking problems like, if we were to solve this problem that you came to me with perfectly and instantly, what would that change in your business a year from now? How would your business look different? How would your personal life look different? Or you can ask, what's the bigger vision that you're really working towards and you think that solving this problem is going to get you closer to? Or when you imagine your business in its fully thriving state, what does that feel like to you? What feeling do you get deep inside when you picture your business running exactly the way that you've always wanted it to run? Because when you connect yourself, your services, your programs, not just to that surface level problem, but to their deep dreams, their values, the thing that they've been yearning for, whether it's conscious or subconscious, your conversation is going to shift dramatically from one where you're selling them a service to you selling them a complete transformation. You're no longer a marketer, a copywriter, a life coach, a business strategist, but you become a partner that is going to help them achieve their big goals, not this one little problem. The second thing that you can do is you can refine your power to better articulate those unspoken thoughts and feelings that they have. And this is where deep listening, not just active listening, comes into place. Active listening has kind of gotten a bad rap where you just repeat back to them what they've said to you. Deep listening is when you take this potential client and you know they're smart and they know a lot about their business, but sometimes they're so deep in the weeds that they can't see the big picture. Or they've been struggling with this really complex problem for so long that they can't even put it into words. Or maybe what they're feeling is just something in their gut. And again, they don't know how to articulate it. When you go through this call and spend most of the time listening and listening deeply, you go past their words. You listen to the pauses. You pay attention when their facial features change, things that they start to say but then stop themselves. And you give them time to sit in the silence and collect their thoughts. But at some point, it's going to feel right to gently reflect back to them what you've been hearing. And a couple ways that you can do this is saying, it sounds like your immediate problem is whatever they're able to clearly state. But there's also this underlying frustration that might be more about whatever you've heard between the lines. And then ask them if that resonates with them. Or you can say, I'm hearing this deep desire for whatever their big picture is. And it seems like current problem is a major roadblock. Is that fair? Or it sounds like you've achieved, and list off a couple of their achievements because chances are they're going to tell you. And then you're going to tell them that it sounds like you're yearning for a bigger achievement or a bigger vision or something that's less like checking something off a box. And in order to get there, you're going to need to shift something in this area that relates to the problem they came to you with. And ask them if you're on the right track. Because when you are able to put words to something that they've been feeling, but either haven't taken the time or the effort or just aren't able to articulate, it's amazing to see that light bulb go off. And in that moment, not only are they better to able to understand where they've been and what they've been struggling with, but they feel understood by someone. And they instantly see you as someone who understands them, and it builds a huge amount of trust. So once you've connected with their deeper dream and made them feel understood, how do you transition to the sales part of the call without being awkward or slimy or a little bit like the typical used car salesman? Instead of seeing this next section as a time when you get to win or make a hard close or, you whatever you're mentally prepared for, change your thought process to making this a co-creation of a path forward for them. I'm not saying that you customize every program or service that you provide, but if you go through these 3 steps, it almost feels like it's their idea, and that makes the sale so much easier. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to sum up the core problem and the bigger dream that they've shared. And then I ask them, does that sound right? The next thing that I want to do is I want to ask a very simple question, and I try to do it every single time. Given that this is your problem and this is your bigger problem, do you want help solving that? Now let's keep in mind, They got on this call in the first place because they were looking for help. So these are two. One, if you've been listening, the first question is a yes. The second one, they came to you for help, so they probably want help, especially now that you've built trust and you've laid it out. Remember, you're not even asking, do you want my help with this? Just, do you want help? Or do you want to keep trying to figure it out on your own? And then the third question, you can only ask if you genuinely believe that you have a solution to the problem. Now, in my case, because I offer marketing and sales and business strategy, I always look at it as, am I able to get them a 3 to 5 times ROI on their investment with me? And if that's a yes for me, then I like to ask them, what you've shared with me sounds a lot like this other client I've worked with. Tell them the industry, what problem they came to me with, that I walk them through a program of mine, and these are the very specific results I got for them. Then I give them an example of a second client because you want to make sure they understand it's not just a one-off. I had this one amazing client. It was so great. I got them 100x on their investment with me. It was crazy. No, you need to be able to say that you've done it more than once. And that's it. This is your problem, correct? Do you want help with that problem? Both of these questions are yes. I ask myself, can I help them? If the answer is yes, I say, here are a couple examples. Now, when I say here are a couple examples of clients that I've helped and the results I've got for them, I do not list the features of the program. So maybe I worked through with a client on our 8-step marketing and sales framework. Or maybe I took a client through our signature system audit. I might mention the name of the program, but I'm not going to list that we meet twice a month and you get this, and deliverable, and I spend a number of hours on this. And no, like there was a client very similar to you, had very similar problems, and this is the program they went through and the results that they got. That's it. Because in this case, you are connecting your program directly to their problem, their bigger dream. You use relevant examples to show that you can do what you say you can do. You're confident, you're clear, and you're focused 100% on the value to them. That's it. Then, you know, it just easily transitions into, do you have any questions? They'll ask, how much is the program? What's included? You let them ask what's important to them. Now, of course, you're going to send them a complete proposal or the sales page or whatever where it itemizes everything that's included. But unless you know them really well, you don't know if they're interested in the weekly calls or if they're interested in the community or whatever. By opening it up for questions, you let them tell you what's important to them. And you answer honestly. If they ask you if there's a community and there's not a community with your program, don't try to make one up on the spot. You just got to be honest and you got to be a real person and you're just having a conversation. It's not necessarily a sales conversation because throughout this entire call, all you're doing is being a partner to them and an advisor. You're not desperately trying to pitch them with your very strong commission breath. You're not acting like an interrogator, asking them if they have all of the problems that your product solves. And by coming in with genuine curiosity and them as a person in their business, by really working to understand and empathize where they're coming from and what their reality is right now, having calm confidence, knowing your value, and presenting it confidently, but also with a little humility. And by offering small, genuine insights during the call, which is not fixing their main pain point, but simply giving examples where you fixed it for other people, you are going to come off as that strategic partner for them, that person that they can trust, that person that is able to guide them along this path that they're needing help with. And when you embody all of these characteristics, the sale just kind of becomes the natural conclusion to the conversation instead of this battle you have to win or this pitch you have to close. So here's one thing that you can do right now to start improving your discovery calls. Think about the next discovery call you have coming up and focus on uncovering that deeper desire that they're coming to you with. So don't allow them to stop at the surface level problem. I need more leads. I need to hire better people. I need a sales team. Whatever problem it is that you solve, don't let them stop there. Ask 3 to 5 deeper why questions. And I don't mean just ask why. What's behind that? What's driving that? Why? Like, what is that deeper thing that you want? What's the next level that you see? Because asking those why questions is what's going to allow you to truly understand what this person wants. And it shows that you genuinely care. And you'll be able to see in the call how their energy changes. They'll start to open up more. They'll start to trust you more. Remember, this is just the first step. But by just changing this one little thing in your next call, you will see how powerful it is. And then you can start implementing the other steps that turn this sales conversation into just a really fun conversation that you get to have with people and understand them and then present them with an opportunity to help. But if you would like to dive deeper into refining your entire customer acquisition system, I'm talking everything from marketing, discovery calls, onboarding, and customer experience, and you want to do it in a way that aligns with your values and attracts your ideal customers, this is what me and my team specialize in. Use the link in the show notes below to book a next level call with me, and we will talk about how to make every client interaction you have a huge step forward in not only their success, but also your own. Until next time, keep connecting, keep serving, and keep striving for your own limitless impact.